7 worst places to live in Dorset. Dorset, a ceremonial county in southwest England, is known for its charming towns. From seaside spots to countryside beauties, the county, also known as Dorsetshire, shares its beauty with its neighbours such as Somerset on its northwest, Wiltshire on its north and northeast, and Hampshire to the east. It's no wonder that people flock to the entire area to visit its attractive landmarks or settle down there. However, a survey run by the I Live Here website has revealed certain towns slated by their residents as not so good to live in. In a satirical monologue, they made known their harshest opinions to prove about these towns. This video highlights their thoughts about the 7 worst places to live in Dorset. 7. Hamworthy. Let's begin with Hamworthy, a village, parish, peninsula and suburb of Poole. It's situated on a peninsula of about 3 square kilometres that is bordered by Upton, another town in Dorset to the north, and Poole Harbour to the south. Lytchett Bay and Holes Bay are to the west and east respectively, while Poole Bridge, which is the southern terminus of the A350 road, connects the suburb Hamworthy with the town centre. This town is also the location of the ferry passenger terminal and cargo operations of the Port of Poole. Now, what do you make of this description of Hamworthy? The passengers and others at its bays and terminals have complained of being bugged by legions of homeless and unruly beggars who demand alms at all costs. It has a lot of homeless single parents, as the town seems to make it tough for couples to live together in peace. 6. Bournemouth. Next is Bournemouth, a coastal resort town on the south coast. With an urban subdivision population of 183,491 at the 2011 census, it's the largest town in the county. When mentioning Dorset to many people, they first think about Bournemouth. With its busy atmosphere, Bournemouth feels more worthy of being a city home to the iconic Bournemouth Pier and its stunning beach. The beach sees flocks of visitors and locals descend on the area, especially in the summer. This is another town that residents consider so bad. Many of them don't feel good about the weather, while tourism is a nuisance for others who complain about tourists littering the beach. 5. Shaftesbury. Shaftesbury also is a town and civil parish on the A30 road, 32 kilometres west of Salisbury and 31 kilometres southeast of Longleat. It's near the border with Wiltshire. Shaftesbury is the only significant hilltop settlement in Dorset, as it's about 215 metres above sea level on a green sand hill situated on the edge of Cranbourne Chase. We can't ignore the town's iconic Gold Hill, made famous by the Hovis TV advertisement, besides many other delights. Among them are highly rated eateries and the best hotels in the county. In fact, in the esteemed Muddy Stiletto Awards, Shaftesbury was ranked among the top 10 places to live in thanks to its charming cottages and interesting market town. We can also mention its array of festivals throughout the year. It has, nevertheless, been described harshly by residents as a great place to live in only if you're old and rich. Its problems with public transport make life so difficult. The reduced mobility makes it a sleepy place, only suitable for older, retired adults. Even if you have a car parking is expensive and in short supply. 4. Weymouth. This is another unfortunate town in Dorset. Weymouth is a seaside town and civil parish. Situated on a sheltered bay, it's at the mouth of the River Wey, 11 kilometres south of the county town of Dorchester. Weymouth, with its 2021 population of 53,427, is the third largest settlement in Dorset, following Bournemouth and Poole, also on this list of the 7 worst towns to live in Dorset. The population of the Greater Weymouth urban area is 72,802. In our own opinion, there's much to like about Weymouth. We can start with its stunning beach and coastline, which sees great crowds of people visit it every year. The well-known clock tower is part of its charm, and so also is the historic Knowther Fort, an ideal attraction to glance at any day in Weymouth. This is a town with an array of celebrity connections, ranging from pop stars to renowned chefs. You're likely to see famous faces outside of the programmes you see on the set. Not quite long ago, Coronation Street star Colson Smith was seen dining at an Italian spot on a street, much to locals' delight. However, these things might be attractive to us because we aren't residents of the town. A resident commented that while Weymouth Beach is a good place for spotting TV celebrities, it translates to nothing when you are being pestered by hunger and poverty rampant in the town. What is more, for someone who doesn't watch the Jeremy Kyle show, Neighbours from Hell or Crime Watch, being amid those celebrities is unlikely to mean anything. Besides, its long and interesting history, marking it as a gateway through which the bubonic plague entered Britain, is a minus, plus the horrific kicking off outside McDonald's almost every night. 3. Portland. Portland, also known as the Isle of Portland, is a tide island, 6 kilometres and 2.7 kilometres wide in the English Channel. We see Portland, despite its bad reputation, as a town with lots of charm. We are fascinated by the overlooking views of its sea and stunning coastline. It also has plenty of eateries attracting classics, either as classic pub grub or a cosy coffee away from surging crowds. Actually, Portland has some of the best pubs in the United Kingdom, and it's home to neat little cafes acting decisively as a community hub. Regardless of its spectacular sea views, residents of the town consider it so bad to live in. One resident described it as dangling from the ragged backside of Weymouth, which is similarly abysmal, as noted earlier when it was being discussed as one of the worst places to live. He likens it to something a good wipe failed to dislodge. Another resident goes as far as describing it as a town scarred by years of quarrying and concludes that the town's natural landscape is vaguely lunar. Thus, in spite of the good things we can see about Portland, only those who live there know where the shoe pinches, and we can take their words for it. At 2. Boscombe. The second worst place to live in Dorset is Boscombe, a suburb of Bournemouth. Boscombe was historically in Hampshire, but now it's located to the east of the centre of the town of Bournemouth and west of Southbourne. The reviews of this town were slightly too rude and not fit to be uttered here. The mildest among them came from a resident who described anyone visiting the town on a Thursday as unfortunate. On this list of the 7 worst places to live in Dorset, this is one of the towns featured on the I Live Here 2021 Top 50 Worst Places to Live in. In the most recent list, it ranks the 33rd worst place to live or town in the country. Our opinion is that Boscombe may get a bad reputation as a place not to live in. However, we want to see it as a town with everything you need and more. For example, it has its own pier, which gives Bournemouth a run for its money. 1. Poole. So let's end it with Poole, a coastal town and seaport. Poole is on the south coast of England, and it is part of the Bournemouth, Christchurch and Poole as its unitary authority area. The town, 34 kilometres east of Dorchester, also adjoins Bournemouth to the east. The last known official population figure for Poole is 151,500, based on the mid-2016 census estimates. Given that figure, it's the second largest town in the ceremonial county. On our own side, we see Poole as a vibrant town. There are plenty of things to see and do in this otherwise lovely town. It has plenty of cafes and restaurants, attracting the rich and famous to Poole Quay. In return, Poole Quay offers stunningly appealing displays such as the summer fireworks and bonfire events that take place annually. Besides, the community is kind of close-knit, offering kindness wherever possible. All these and many more simply contribute to the town's charm. However, many residents are unable to see all this. Poole is the town on this list with the highest number of residents who are critical of it. Residents typically complain about how all outskirts of the town are full of groups and gangs, sounding a warning to anyone who thinks he can visit the town during holidays. As we wind down, how would you honestly describe the towns mentioned in this video? Are there any other towns worse than these in Dorset? Please let us continue this conversation. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.